Everybody, welcome to my neighborhood. It's now 5 p.m. here in Tokyo. You can hear the bells ringing at 5 p.m. Well, it's not the best place to hear them, but at 5 p.m. they always ring bells in Japan, and it's sort of an indication for the kids to go home. That's what I've been told. There's a jingle to it. But I thought on this rainy day, there really isn't much I can show you in Tokyo and in the city. So what I'm gonna do today is just take you around my neighborhood, and I'm gonna take you to a local shrine that I did not even know existed until about 2 hours ago, when I was searching Google Maps for interesting places in my neighborhood, and it just came up, and it said shrine, and the place I'm taking you is called Kusanagi Shrine, and it was just like a 10-minute walk from my house. I was like, what? So I've been living here for 13 years. I didn't know about this place, and there's a reason why. When I take you there, you're probably gonna find out. It is raining here in Tokyo, and the weather has dipped really a lot. You can see, like, these streets in my neighborhood, they're very narrow, and I'm gonna be taking you this way to another narrow street for this really short stream. Now, there's so many little streets with houses like this. It's hard to find. I mean, this is an old country, Japan, so these streets don't run in the grid system. Again, there's a really nice new house. There's a big mix of old and new here where I live. You can see a slice of everyday life. Somebody getting a haircut. And then the shrine is down here. Oh wait, no, it's one more down. It's one more down. See, it's hard to find. It's hard to find this place. These are local Tokyo houses, apartments, businesses sometimes. They're probably making something in there. Oh, there it is. I just went past it. I just went past it. It's right down this street here. Do you see it? I know. I walk by this too, and I've walked down this street maybe 100, 200 times, and I've never gone down this street. And you can see part of the tori, which is the indication that there's a shrine there. So I'm going to turn the camera around and walk over towards it. Again, this one is called Kusanagi Shrine, and nobody really knows much of the history of this place. I did find one person who wrote a blog entry, and I even searched the Japanese websites on this shrine, and I couldn't find much of anything about the history of it. Of course, there's a vending machine right next to it. I might have to hit that. It's pretty cold right now. So this is Kusanagi Shrine, and as I got a little bit off of the main street, I'm gonna put my umbrella down here. Oh, thank you, Matthias. Good morning. Or good evening from Tokyo. So we have here like a really interesting little shrine, and I'm gonna get a closer look at the inside of it. But I did search the internet, and I came up with a sort of an explanation of what this shrine is. The history is kind of not really out there. So this might be the first time, even in English or Japanese, that anyone has reported about the history of this shrine. Again, this is Kusanagi Shrine. While I pull it up, you can take a look at it. These shrines that are in between the houses are located everywhere in Japan. You'll be walking down the street, and then boom, there's a shrine. Like between the buildings or something like this. It's kind of neat to live next to a shrine or near a shrine, a holy place where God would be in Japan here. So this is what I found on Japan, and I did a very crude translation of it. It's called Kusanagi Shrine. It's an eagle shrine. I don't know what that means, which is from the former Sakura Road, which is a shrine based on the Yamato Takeru's Yameru Take. There's water on my phone. Based on the Yamato Takeru swan legend, which I don't know what it is. The Kusanagi Shrine, it sounds cool though. The Kusanagi Shrine is a shrine related to the Kusanagi sword. Now we're getting somewhere. At the time of the Yamato Takeru era in the country of Sugami, which is not in this area. Oh, my umbrella. Tsugami is, I think it's in Kanagawa. It's in a different area it's out in the mountains of Tokyo. Was a god who was devastated in the country, and he was caught on fire in the hidden field. So I think it's pretty cool. So then there was a bag, and he opened it, and that he got from his aunt. He got a bag from his aunt, and he opened it up, and there was flintstone in there, and he was swept by the grass with his sword. It gets kind of sketchy here, but it seems that it ignited, and he ignited the enemy by turning on the fire. So it was said that it was burning. Again, it's a really crude translation, but it has to do with the sword in the countryside of Tsugami, which I believe is in Kanagawa Prefecture, which is in the mountains of Tokyo. Back in there, I used to take the Odakyu line. There's a Sagami station, I believe, and it's based on a sword, which is kind of cool. But basically, these local shrines, I think it's just somebody who founds them, like somebody who creates them, and it's in between the houses. Thank you very much. It's in between the houses here, and even on the internet, there's zero information on this place. And even in the rock here, it's so dark. It's hard to read the history of it. It says here Shinozaki, which is the area, but I don't see anything on the history. It just has names here of the people who sponsored or brought the shrine or helped funding the shrine. And it's a really calm and peaceful place. You can see. And there's an offering of sake, I believe. Sake to the gods. And that's it. It's in between the houses. It's really unique. I think the caretaker must be in this house, but there doesn't appear to be anybody home because I knocked on the door to ask them if they had any information about the history of this shrine, and there's nothing. But in Japan, there's just so many places like this, and as an American, as somebody, we have churches, and most of them are very new churches. There isn't much history to the United States like there is here in Japan, where another local shrine that's in my neighborhood was founded in the year 700. And I started wrapping my head around that. That's what, 1,300 years ago? It's crazy to imagine something that old still standing, because in the United States we didn't have anything before really like 300 years ago or 350 years ago. It was a very uninhabited land, and now it's now America's really built up. But the great thing about Japan is that everywhere you go, you step into history, and it's weird to just walk and boom, there's a shrine. And I didn't know about this after 13 years of living here, and here it is. And I'm probably gonna come back and pray at another time, but it's just something that's wrapping around the streets here, in between the houses, marked on Google Maps with zero history. And somebody does take care of it. It's not very big, it's very humble, and I think that's good. And here it is from the back. And people live in this area. This is a place where people live, so you can't even see the shrine from back this direction. So that's sort of a slice of everyday life in Japan, in a small area of Tokyo. Pretty cool. And there it is, we're walking past the shrine. That place is called Kusanagi Shrine, and it's based on the legend of the Kusanagi sword from Sagami, which is an old swan legend. And it's a lot of stuff that I have no idea what it means, but when you read it, it sounds mystical, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. When you do come to Japan, if you're a tourist and you're visiting Tokyo, and you walk around the city, you're gonna stumble upon these little shrines. Sometimes they're just very small, in between two houses, or there'll be one in the alleyway, like I showed you in Akihabara last year. You'll find these little places hidden everywhere, and it's really neat to find and discover them. And if you can find the history of it, because sometimes the locals don't even know themselves. I mean, I've been living here for 13 years and had no idea that shrine existed. So the locals themselves usually don't even know. It's usually the oldest guy in the area who has some history that was passed down from his grandfather, and he forgot to write it down because he's been busy drinking shochu in the local izakaya or something. But that's sort of the way things go. I remember when I went to Aogashima Island, which is an island in Tokyo. I filmed an episode there this past summer. I asked the people if they knew the history of the island, and there were only 3 or 4 people who really had gotten that deep into the history of the island. And when I say 3 or 4 people, I'm talking out of a population of 160. So there weren't that many people around, and it was basically the elders who knew the history of the island, and it's passed down from generation to generation by word of mouth. And that's sort of the way some of these little shrines are like, where somebody might find them. They might like find them or start the shrine 300 years ago, and that person will take care of the shrine, and then they will Oregon Duck, your umbrella vending machine. The vending machine kappa, thank you. I do have my umbrella, but it's hard to hold the umbrella and cover the phone while doing the live stream. It's all right. So let me give you a time to take in this local area. This is my neighborhood, or at least like 10 minutes away from where I live, on foot. On a clear day, this road goes straight, and on a clear day you can see all the way to the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is pretty cool. But today is not that day, because it's quite cold today. It has a winter chill to it. The cherry blossoms started to bloom already. They were reported blooming in Yasukuni Shrine on Sunday, and now it's Wednesday, so I've seen the buds out and the flowers just starting to pop out. So it's imminent, the arrival of the Sakura, the blooming of the Sakura blossoms. So and this is a main street, which, you know, the population of my town is not very big, so you don't have a lot of people. You don't have a lot of people that are, oh, there's a ramen place. But it's not open. You can see the gate is closed. Yeah, it's closed. This is a ramen place. Hey everybody, it's a ramen place, but it's closed. I've never been to this ramen either. Naka-chan. It's Chinese, it has Chinese cuisine, it says up there. Hold on a second. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. So what do you think of people trying to find you during or after a stream to say hi? Yeah, you know what? People do that all the time. In fact, Peter is watching this live stream. He's somebody who reports, actually probably needs no introduction, but Peter and I were doing a Christmas live stream a few months ago, I guess at Christmas time. And, oh, a bakery. I didn't know about this place either. But while we were live streaming, at the end of it, just about, 2 people from Australia just walked up with like bright eyes and big smiles and go, hey. I was like, hey. And we were like, hey, 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 hey. And then they introduced themselves as people visiting Japan from Australia, and we had a good time talking to them for a little bit. Peter was with his son Joji. Check out his channel, by the way. It's a pretty good channel. He has a nice video out on pickles, which might crack you up. But yeah, you know what? If you find us or you find me while I'm live streaming, that's totally cool. Say hi. I like that. I like it when people stop and say hi. There was a person, she sent me an email. She goes, I saw Peter in Ikebukuro 2 days ago. They were visiting from, I believe it was Denmark, and they were too afraid to say hi to Peter. And I said, are you kidding me? Peter would love it. You should have tapped him on the shoulder and say, yo, because he loves that, you know? Well, I think he does. This is the bakery. Check it out. I mean, I didn't know this place existed. Oh, they got cakes and stuff in there. I'm gonna have to come back. This is Pastry Angeline. Angeline, I will be back when I'm not freezing. They don't have curry pan. It's a French bakery. They have like cream stuff. Oh, is that a yakisoba pan? Wait, hold on a second. That's a yakisoba pan. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go in and get that, okay? All right, just give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. Back. We are back. How are you? So I just went into the bakery and I got a yakisoba pan, which is pretty neat. I like to, oh, it's still warm. They must have just baked it. So I went in here and I like to support the local businesses. And since we got some super chats today, I'm gonna show you what I bought. I don't want to spill it. So we all know yakisoba. And my friends, Simon and Martina, just put up a video on their channel about making yakisoba or something like that. And it was pretty cool. And that inspired me to go ahead and to buy a yakisoba pan, which is one of the most strangest bakery items that you can find at a Japanese bakery. It's yakisoba bread. And this is I bought this because it's a big thank you to everybody who's been giving me the super chats. I want to show you something unique about Japan here. This is a yakisoba bread. Like, I always go like, what the heck? I love yakisoba. I guess a lot of you might know yakisoba. It's like spaghetti, but it's soba. And they put a sauce in it. And they add in some nori, which is seaweed flakes, on top of it, and there's some pork and some cabbage, and it's so good. But in bakeries, they find a way to get a regular piece of bread, and then they just shove the yakisoba inside of it, and then you got a yakisoba pan, and it's pretty cool because I just bought this from inside of here, which is this French bakery. And this is $1.20, about $1.20. And we're gonna try this as I walk towards the station. It does look delicious, and the bread, believe it or not, it's still warm. I think they just got it out of the oven. But you know, hot dogs, you'll see hot dogs or croquet with mashed potatoes that's been deep fried. They'll slice that in half, put some tonkatsu sauce on top of it, and shove it in a bread. So the bakery items are pretty unique here. So I'm gonna try this. This is a yakisoba pan. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I like it because it's coming from a local bakery from a really nice lady. Everybody was over the age of 70, it looks like, in there. I mean, this isn't exactly the, you know, like Harajuku or Shibuya. There's not exactly a crowd breaking into that shop to get all of the baked goods. But this is pretty good. So I'm gonna walk to the vending machine, get a drink, answer some questions, and then we're gonna end this mama of a live stream because I'm freezing. Oh boy. It's a mail truck. Not a female truck, it's a male truck. And that's a pretty neat little cafe as well. I've never ever been in there. You know why? Because the last order is at 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. I mean, who closes a cafe? Well, they close the cafe at 4:30 p.m. And I've never been in there because of it. Oh, they could be a slap boy. There were reports it was going to snow in Tokyo today, but it didn't snow. It didn't snow today. I'm going to take you to the vending machine. We're going to get a hot drink, and then we're going to cut this out. Very nice. Oh, and this is one of the most impressive houses in my neighborhood. I've been dying to talk to the owner and try to get a background on some of the history of this house, but it's It's just one of the most it looks even more impressive in the rain. Mysterious and dark. You could see it on the corner there, right behind the vending machines here. This family must have owned this property for like 500 years. In order to own this big of a plot of land, the family has to have had this. It looks like a castle. This is somebody's house. I'm just gonna walk up to it. I don't want to give you the name or anything like this. I mean, I respect the privacy enough of the occupant. It's just such a cool house. They have their own little tree here. I wouldn't call it little by any means, but very beautiful house. And this is their front door. It's made out of metal. I'm just gonna touch it. It's made of metal. Very nice. All right, back to the vending machine. It's an old trick to buy a hot drink, put it in your pocket to keep you warm. It's a line from the third Only in Japan episode I ever did on vending machines. All right, what do we got here? What do we got? Here we go. You can see the rain has gotten into the vending machine somehow, or is it on the outside? It's on the outside. All right, let's see what we got. What do we got? Ooh, but that's not hot. This is, hey, what the heck is this? Hold on a second. Oh, thank you, John. This is a Fanta Fruits Blend. I've never seen this one before. Fanta Fruit Blend. Interesting. This is the Poca machine. Each one of these machines is here because they have different drinks in it. This is the Mount Fuji water. Interesting. This is the Mount Fuji Tansansui. No, that's not what that says here. It's natural water from Mount Fuji. Cool. But why would I buy water? All the water from this area comes from Mount Fuji, doesn't it? See here. This is a Keenan vending machine, and they have a drink called Mets, which reminds me of the New York Mets, but this is not as popular. The Fire Coffee brand is pretty good. No Monster here. It's all Red Bull country. Oh, this is the Itoen. Itoen makes the best green tea. This is my favorite green tea from a vending machine in Japan, this one. It just has the best taste to it. And they're famous for making tea. Whereas Coca-Cola is famous for making Coke, they're famous for making tea. And this is the Asahi Drinks vending machine, and I don't see any Monster for Gretchen, who's in Arizona right now. She might be watching, but Gretchen has been having a tough time. Oh, wait, hold it now. We got some Monster, M-O-N-S-T-E-R. This song really stinks. Unleash the Beast. You know what? I don't need to unleash any beast because I'm a natural beast, so I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna get anything that's hot and it's gotta keep me warm. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. I keep these live streams going for a reason. A lot of people don't get the notifications until like 15 minutes after the live stream ends, and I feel bad for when that happens because. So here's 250 yen. I guess just 150 yen is enough. So I feel bad about the people missing the live stream, so I tend to stay on a little bit longer, just so everybody can can come in and join us. So this here is this is Kirin. This is royal milk tea. These are hot ones down here. You can see from the red, and these are cold from the blue, right? All right, I'm not really into anything here. I was sort of looking for that corn soup or the azuki beans. The azuki bean drink, but I don't see that anywhere. No, I'm not into this. What do you guys think? What should I get here? Any recommendations? I'm taking recommendations right now. There's Wanda. Tiger Woods used to do the Wanda commercials like 10 years ago. Used to be Wanda, 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 Wanda. Asahi soft drinks. Tiger Woods and his big smile would come on the screen. But he's not that popular here anymore. See here, so many choices, I know. What do you guys think? Georgia coffee? Oh, I dropped that. Drop the money. Georgia coffee. Hot chocolate. I don't see any hot chocolate. The most expensive drink, he says. Really? The most expensive one in this is 120 yen. It's a discount. It's a bargain. These are all pretty cheap too. These are good from 100 yen to 120 yen. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go. The most expensive drink is this royal milk tea. So I'm gonna go royal milk tea because royal milk tea is sort of a it's sort of a compromise between hot chocolate and coffee. Oh, my fingers are frozen. Oh, thank you, Deborah. So we're going for. I know there's no Boss coffee here. All right, here we go. Royal milk tea. Ready? All right. It's such a pleasing sound. All right. That Von chick is here. It's not me. It's Peter did that. Sorry, Von. Peter did that. Oh, it's warm. Oh, my hands are. Dun, 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 dun. This is a song for warmth. Oh, it feels so good. This is royal milk tea, 100%. Well, that's what they say. It says it has zero. It's from Ceylon tea. I think that's from Sri Lanka. See here, 3 of the ingredients back here. There's a lot of stuff other than just tea. So the ingredients, you don't know it's not just milk and tea, but you can see quite clearly the Coca-Cola company. So made by Coca-Cola. Interesting. That's the question. How much sugar? Sugar. 360 calories. 360 calories. This is per 100 milliliter. So 360 calories for 100 milliliters, and this is about 200 milliliters. So it's about what? That's like 600 calories for this thing. Are you serious? Yeah. It has 1.6 grams of calcium. It doesn't say. Oh, sugar. A table salt. It has 0.1 gram for every 100 milliliters, and the sugar. It's yeah, like 1. It's 1.8 grams, which is like 1/5 of Coca-Cola. So that's not bad. Sharing the good news. I will be able to come to Japan next year. This is from Deborah. Going back over your videos, so I wish I was there to visit. Thank you, Deborah. That's awesome. All right, so you know everybody is coming to Japan, and I got so many requests to do a meetup, and I'm gonna do one in the end of March, and then one again in April. And you know it depends. I'm trying to open this thing here. Ah! All right, cheers. Kanpai. Ah, natsukashi. That reminds me when I ride the trains, I used to always get this on the train platforms to keep me warm in the winter. I would get a ticket called the Seishun Jihachi Kippu. It's this local train ticket that allows you to travel unlimited local trains throughout Japan for 5 days for $100. It's a crazy deal, and it would take you forever to get anywhere, but you would just sit there riding the train, watching the scenery go by, seeing all the local people, and I always get this royal milk tea, and it brings back memories when I drink it of those long train rides going throughout Japan. Back to the meetup, thanks. So if you're in Japan at the end of March, I believe I'm going to do a quick meetup somewhere, and then a longer meetup in April. And it depends. I want to get Peter and Jennifer, and maybe even Kevin. I don't think I'm going to get Kevin up here, but I want to get the gang together to meet you. And if we could do a quick meetup, that'd be really cool. And of course, I'm gonna do this by live stream, so you're gonna get a chance to see everybody. So if you come to visit, be ready to be on a live stream. Here's a bicycle store. These are the typical, what we call mamachari, or one-speed bicycles that almost everybody has here in Japan. And these bicycles run between about $100 and $140. They're not Denki assist, so it's not no electrical boost. A lot of the bicycles these days have electrical boosts to it, but the cost of those bicycles run to a couple $1,000s for bike. I mean, you can probably buy a really cheap car for that. Uh-oh. Gretchen's on here, and she just asked for Monster. Gretchen? Really? Trying to kill me. Oh, this is a famous confection store. Take a look. So I'll come back here. You know what? I'm gonna ask the owner if I can film in here and then come back and see if I can show you some of the confections in here. Gretchen, really? All right, you know what? I'll see if I can find a Monster. Gretchen is watching in Arizona, and she's in need of a kidney. So if anyone has one to spare, I'm half being facetious, but if you know, let me know. Okay, I just downed that for you, Gretchen, because you want a stinking Monster. And I'm so cold right now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fulfill your request right now. There's 3 machines here and I don't see a Monster at this one. Oh, but there's a Ichigo milk. That's Ichigo milk is strawberry milk. Is that the same as Monster? That's the same as Monster, right? Ichigo milk? That's the same, right? I mean, no? Does that qualify? It's no. I mean, look, it's Ichigo milk surrounded by Tommy Lee Jones. It's quite creepy. It's sort of monstery. That qualifies to me. What do you think, Gretchen? You have to chime in here. I'm waiting for you, Gretchen. Gretchen, please say yes, because it's cold. I can't find any Monster at any of these machines. No. No. Vaughn says no. These are, I'm disqualified. No. Oh my. Okay. Oh gosh. I lost. It's not the same. You're right. It's not the same. I don't want any Monster though. And Gretchen knows I don't want to drink the Monster. I drank it and I was like shaking, like, wah! It turned me into a monster because it was gross. Oh man. You know what, Gretchen? I'm gonna take an IOU on your Monster, but I will get one for you. I'll take an IOU on the Monster. This is, yeah. I'm too cold right now, and Monster is it's a cold drink. Yeah, Monster is an energy drink that Gretchen made me drink one night, and I have to make Peter drink one too, because Gretchen told me to make him, so I will do it. I think, you know what? I think it's better, Gretchen, if Peter drinks it. So we're gonna ask Peter to drink it. All right, I'm back at the station. There's a McDonald's behind me. If you're curious, really quickly, I'm gonna Peter goes, nope. That's decided. Very quickly, here's the deal at McDonald's right now for everybody. That's what they're serving at McDonald's Japan right now. This is Yorumaku, McDonald's at night. And you have here 3 burgers, one with a big piece of bacon sticking out of it. The other one, some sort of hash brown. It looks like a burger, but it's not. Oh wait, no, it's a double fish fillet. Interesting. They changed the menu based on the time. This is the evening one, and when I started the live stream, they had an afternoon one. So they changed the menu every 3 times a day. Interesting. The last time I ate at McDonald's was like 5 years ago, by the way. All right, everybody, I'm at the station now. This is where a lot of you probably recognize the Yoshinoya, where I started the beef bowl, gyudon beef bowl midnight express video that I made a few nights back. And this is where I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you. It's just too cold right now. I'm freezing to death. It really is cold out today. You can see it's been raining the whole time too, so I'm wet. But I'm glad that I got a chance to share with you the Japanese shrine experience, local shrine from Tokyo, the Kusanagi Shrine, with a historical background that these days has been sort of left in the dark because nobody knows anymore, not even the internet. So it's probably the first or second time that somebody has posted a video on it. It's a second because I found one before, but there was no information on it, so I'm kind of interested. Oh, Yoshinoya. So that's the deal is today. You get a gyudon for $3.25 in American prices. This is a new one, check it out. Beef bowl. And this one comes with a raw egg on top. Very nice. I love the coloring. All right, everybody. Have a good day wherever you are, or night, or afternoon. The cherry blossoms are here next week, every day. Cherry blossoms here. Subscribe. Make sure you get the notification button because we're going to be bringing you some of the madness of Tokyo's cherry blossom season. It's pretty darn cool. And if you want to come and you're in Tokyo for the meetup, check out the Facebook page, the Only Japan TV Facebook page, and I'll put up some information and see if we can meet up and have a quick drink and say hi, because I'd like to meet everybody who's here in Japan. All right, see you everybody. See you next time.